So, so we were talking about how the law, so that loss of energy, right? So we're on average losing about 90% of energy per trophic level. So what ends up happening is um, it limits the amount of trophic levels in the area because in order to, for example, let's take this bird, in order for another organism to be able to catch this bird, right? It might it's the amount of energy in return is not going to be enough. I mean, you might have like a larger bird, maybe like a hawk or something trying to eat it, but something to catch a hawk, okay, you're not going to see that many levels in a ecosystem usually, right? Because there's just the amount of effort and energy you would expend to catch that type of organism would be greater than actually eating the organism. All right, so here's I like this diagram here. So we kind of demonstrate primary productivity. So basically, again, think of primary productivity as the the products of photosynthesis. This is what photosynthesis made, right? And what did it make? It made sugar. And essentially, we're talking about sugar here. And again, those sugars have the ability to form things like um, starch, which is a polysaccharide or cellulose, right? And those are the building blocks of plants. But in essence, when you break it down, we're talking about glucose here. And so all of the sugar that's made through photosynthesis is gross primary production. Now, some of that sugar is going to be used to build tissue in the plant, right? And so um, this is what is going to be found in the plant itself. Now, some of that energy, some of that sugar is going to be used through cellular respiration to keep the plant alive, right? The plant is going through its own metabolism. And so it's going to go through cellular respiration, or it might even get lost as heat as well. Okay. So out of the three, let's say in this example, 300 joules, 100 joules is going to be used either through cellular respiration or is going to get lost as heat. And that leaves the remaining energy to form the biomass of the plant, right? Because again, the plant, yes, is making sugar, but is also making other things with that sugar, which makes up the plant itself. So that's primary productivity. So then, right, when a insect eats, or a primary consumer eats a plant, right, it's only going to be able to access the energy that was stored in the plant. And so that is secondary productivity. So that's what secondary productivity means. So from the 300, there was 200, and that's if big if it ate the entire plant, which usually doesn't happen, right? So here's your little hungry caterpillar, and the caterpillar has its own metabolism to tend to. So it's going to lose 67 joules to cellular respiration, just like the plant did, right? And again, cellular respiration is the using of the sugar to make ATP, right? And to power and to keep itself alive. And then the rest of it, right? The rest of that matter is used to build parts of the caterpillar, right? And it's going to be found in the tissue here. That's why I put a little muscle. Not that caterpillar soft muscle, by the way. And then it's going to poop. It's going to poop it out, poop some of that matter out, right? Kind of the undigestible bits are going to be is going to be released into as waste product. So some of it gets lost as heat, some of it gets turned into tissue, and some of that photosynthetic matter that it ate is going to be returned back into the environment. So again, keep in mind, so that sugar that that we're eating from plants or from other organisms that ate the plant. So for example, this frog is not eating plants, it's eating insects, right? So let's say it's eating this guy right here. So now it's at the third trophic level. All right. So same thing. The frog is going to ingest it. It's going to assimilate some of it into, it's going to turn into, part of the matter of the frog. It's going to build tissue, but some of it is going to be used through cellular respiration to power the body